Heckler fans, the fight has just finished. Are you astounded as much as we are? I have heard nothing but befuddled, confused, lost. Well, what's your thoughts on this, C?
Well, I'm so disgusted with the sport right now that just covering it seems to be so hypocritical at this point.
I gotta agree with you. This was a glorified sparring match, as we said earlier in the week. We said don't buy the hype. It would not be a great match. Basically, it looked elementary. It looked like something Manny Pacquiao should have easily have walked away with.
We had the fight 11 rounds to 1. Harold Letterman had it 10 rounds to 2. It was an easy fight for Manny. His left was hitting at ease. I don't see how this possibly could have gone to Timothy Bradley, and boxing just lost millions with the possible fight with Mayweather.
Everybody up in that ring was talking the same way. Hey, Bradley, really good effort. Manny, you fought a great fight. It was good. Nobody was even listening to the score. It wasn't like, some fights bated breath to hear the score. I didn't really focus till he yelled new champion. I mean, it was so far from anybody's thoughts.
I thought we won the fight. I'm very proud of Manny. I thought he fought a very good fight. I thought that was one of the best fights he fought since the Cotto fight. He boxed well. I told him he gave the 11th round away. I told him to pick it up a little bit in the 12th. I said, let's go for a knockout, and he did pick it up, but Bradley was very tough and very durable, and so be it. But I thought we clearly won the fight.
I'm very thankful to Bob Arum that he gave me the opponent that always coming inside, and to fight toe-to-toe. We've been watching the fight of Bradley. He's coming always inside to fight toe-to-toe, and I'm very excited for that. And I thought he's not gonna run. He's going to fight toe-to-toe with me, and my goal is to knock him out. And my goal is I want him to fight toe-to-toe with me so we can exchange strong punches. But what happened is same thing as running. I know why.
After a long night of turmoil and uncertainty as to what exactly happened with such a biased decision, we got some interviews and we have some commentary for you hecklers.
There was a point where he was moving back, keeping his distance, but after that, the adjustment was to stay in front of Manny and just moving in angles. He wasn't running a lot. He probably did it once or twice just to get that distance on Manny, but really it had to do a lot on his punches. The effect of his punches wasn't there. He couldn't throw his punches with power because of his feet. Manny Pacquiao is very fast when you stay in front of him. If you're like a punching bag and you stay in front of him, he'll unload on you. He only unloaded on Tim one time when he was on the ropes. After that, he couldn't unload because if you're not in his reach, he can't unload punches on you. He is fast, but you didn't see the fast Manny Pacquiao today that you seen with Margarito, right? This is what I saw. And this is what a lot of people see. They see the Manny Pacquiao that tears up on his opponents. Get in there and just tear everybody up. But since he couldn't tear up on Tim, it's like, how can you see a Manny Pacquiao win? Tim was in control of the fight. Manny Pacquiao landed a few clean shots. And even when he didn't land the shots, people would scream, even when he hit him on the shoulder. But, people see what they want to see. At the end of the day, judges are professionals. They're sitting in their spot. They get paid for it. And you know what? Winning a decision in Vegas against Manny Pacquiao, it's very tough because we walked in the ring not only to fight Manny Pacquiao, but to fight the judges as well. And for some reason, we got the decision. And it wasn't because Timothy's good looking or he's a handsome fighter. It's because he paid his dues and he did his work. Manny Pacquiao, like a great warrior, he deserves a rematch. We'll give it to him, no doubt. If it's next week or as soon as his feet heal, we'll give it to him. You know what? Just to prove all the people that think he lost, prove him wrong, because you know what? Now it's going to be worse. Now Timothy felt his power, and he managed to go through the fight with Manny's power, and two injured feet. I guarantee you this, just like I told the press and everybody before this fight, in November, it's going to be worse. He's going to be more decisive. And all these people that don't believe that Timothy can do it, they're going to come back with a hypocrite face and say, oh, I knew he was going to do it. And I'll guarantee you that. If Timothy wouldn't have got his feet hurt, he would have dominated the fight better because of his feet. The plan of the fight was moving in angles, making him miss, counter-punching him. But you know what? Obviously, when your feet are hurt, your feet is the foundation of a fighter. If your feet are hurt, you don't have the power and you don't have the movement. That's why I'm saying, if Timothy beat him with two injured feet, today, in November, is going to be worse.
And there you have the interview with Joel Diaz, the trainer of Timothy Bradley. See, what do you have?
I got nothing, evidently. I think this was a joke of a match. I think this was an even more joke of a decision. And even more so, I think it was more of a joke of an interview that Joel Diaz gave us right there. He's actually talking like he won this fight. Like they really actually won this fight. Like it was a close fight where they won it 7 rounds of 5. They had Manny in trouble. Manny was running. He was taking shots. What fight were they watching? What is it that Joel Diaz is talking about that they're even going to be more convincing in their next fight? This was a blowout, 11-1. I don't see what Joel Diaz is looking at.
Joel Diaz is, he's new to the limelight. So I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack where I normally wouldn't. But he's a delusional trainer. He lost the fight plain and simple. When he goes back and he sees the video, he will see he lost decisively. He says that in November it would be more decisively. What, he's going to lose more decisively? I mean, basically, both fighters did exactly what we said all week it was going to be, a glorified sparring match. Pacquiao looked a little bit older and he looked a little bit worn, but overall, he still won the fight easy. My scorecard was 10-2, as Manny's were, but the 3 blind mice gave it to Bradley. Don't know why they did that, but whatever. Continuing on that interview with Joel Diaz, I'm really surprised at some of the things that come out of his mouth. Now, trainers usually say things that befuddle me, but here he goes, saying that the crowd would get excited when Manny wouldn't hit, when Manny would throw big bombs. Hello, that is part of being, here's a new word for you, Diaz, a fan favorite. When they see their favorite fighter throwing big punches, they get excited. Kind of like when a home run hitter drops at his knees because he swung out his ass, the people still get excited because if he had connected, that ball would have gone pretty far. Same thing with Manny, Mr. Diaz. If he had connected on one of those haymakers or bombs he was throwing at, they gasped in hopes that throughout the night, he just might connect. Fan favorite, good word.
Oh, absolutely. Let me ask you a question. How many times did the people gasp at a Timothy Bradley shot?
0.
Because he did not throw any shots, any combinations where you felt that he had Manny Pacquiao hurt.
Overall, looking back at it, I'm not surprised. Manny should have finished off the fight. If you don't finish off your opponent, you leave it in the hands of the judges. The judges usually get it wrong. It's rare when they get it right in Vegas, especially in big paydays. Whether it's because of the gambling or God knows what reason, they just love, shocking the crowd. I really believe that, boxing in general needs a resurgence, and fights like this stale it and keep it going down. So that's my take. Manny, next time, knock him out. Any fighter who fights, knock out your opponent, and we don't got to deal with this bullshit scoring.